from the funny, demented, and outright strange, here are my most memorable customers so far at my job. So, I'm a concessionist at a movie theater, and you can imagine lots of weird people watch movies, and I've come across this pretty much firsthand. So, here are some of the weirdest people I've ever seen, and I've only been working for 3 days now. So, here we go. This one dude, it was on my second day. He came up to the concession stand and he ordered a blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what, sir? What is that? And he's like, blah 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 blah. I'm like, can you repeat that one more time? Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what did you just say? And he said it maybe 5 times, and I had to get somebody else to like translate for me because I had no idea what he was saying. Turns out he wanted a medium popcorn, and our company rules is to try and upsell. I just gave up. I'm like, okay, I can't even understand this guy. I'm not going to even offer him a drink. I'm not going to even try to get him to get a large popcorn because he probably can't understand me if I can't understand him. So I just gave up. I'm like, okay, here's your medium popcorn, sir. That'll be, $7.05 or whatever it was. So that was my number one most memorable customer. My first customers were very difficult to deal with. It was a grandfather, a father, and a son, and they had no idea what they wanted. And they got a combo deal, but they insisted. Okay, combo deals are on large drinks and popcorn together, and they insisted that they have a medium. I don't understand why. I was like, sir, it's going to be the same exact price. And they're like, we want a medium. Okay, fine. Take the medium, fine. Just, I'm not going to argue with you. It's the same price. Why? I don't understand why, but okay. But yeah, those were my first customers, and they were very difficult, and they were kind of arguing with me. And I'm like, well, would you like candy? And then they're like, no, we don't want candy. And then the son would like go get candy, and he's like, I want candy. And then the dad's like, okay, fine, we'll get candy. And it's like, what? You just argued with me, and you're like, no, I don't want candy. How dare I ask if you want candy? It's part of like company policy. So yeah, that was about the most difficult thing I had to deal with, and that was my first customers. But some other memorable ones was this one lady. This was on my second day. She came in with, there's an app that our movie theater has that it gives you like rewards, but it's a complete ripoff. Basically, you get like a small popcorn if you watch like 20 movies. Okay, it's really just a complete ripoff. But if you are someone that constantly goes to the movies, it might be worth it. But other than that, no, not really. Yeah, this lady came in. Okay, you need 500 points to get like a small popcorn for free. And she insisted with 80 points that we give her something for free. And I completely, this was my second day. I mean, I'm not going to be like, no, ma'am, we don't do that. So I had to get someone else to do it for me to, like, basically explain to her that you have to get enough points, basically. But yeah, no, she just, like, also, I didn't even mention, she was completely sunburned, from, like, head to toe. She was, like, tomato red. It was, like, really ridiculous. I was, I don't know, it was weird. And she literally came up to the drawer, or the cash register, and, yeah, she just was, like, yelling. She's like, I want my rewards now. And we're like, okay, ma'am, you have to buy something to even get your rewards, and plus you only have 80 points. You, like, I did the math in my head. You can get, okay, you can get a total of 30 points per each visit to the movie theater. So, that means she only went to the movies possibly, you know, like 3 to 8 times, okay? Which 8 times is kind of a lot, but still, you know, that's just insane. I don't know. Like, that just was mind-blowing to me. Some other really weird ones, this is just a general type of customer. I've come across these pretty much non-stop, and these are, I kind of call them, like, lazy Joes. They're, like, middle-aged men that may or may not be with a girlfriend, and they're, like, in their 40s or 50s, and they don't shave, and they order, like, the exact same thing every time. Like, all these guys, they all are so predictable. It's so weird too, because, like, I use the same technique to convince them to, like, upgrade their popcorn or whatever on them, and it works every time. It's so, like, basically what happens is they're like, oh, I want a medium popcorn, okay, and a medium drink. And I'm like, well, for only 85 cents more, you could get a large popcorn and you get a free refill. And he's like, oh, you got me, man. They all do that. It's like, okay, so he's like, you got me, man, I'll buy it. Yeah, and they never, like, are clean shaven. They all have, like, stubbles, and they're kind of funny, but they're really nice. And like I said, they're all usually the exact same, like, clear cut. They're very boring. Well, they're not boring, but they're tired. They're like, you can tell they had a long day at work and they're just going to the movies, or they had a long week of work, and that's why they're going to the movies. But yeah, they're like a very clear-cut customer, and you can tell exactly who they are from, like, a mile away. Some other really weird things that I've come across. Old ladies and old men. They're, like, extremely cranky, and they don't know what they want. And, like, you can't really convince them what they want either, and if you try to do that, it doesn't work. So you basically just have to, like, sit there and bear through it, even though that the line behind them is getting, like, enormously large, and they, like, take 10 minutes to figure out what they want. You just have to kind of sit there and, like, just bear through it. Especially old ladies. Old men usually kind of have their stuff together, and they come in, and then they're very, like, adamant. Like, part of the company's policy is that, like I said multiple times in this video, we have to try and upsell, like we have to get them to buy a bigger drink or popcorn, and they like yell at you if you try to do that. Like, they're like, no, we do not want a big popcorn. We cannot eat that, you know, or I cannot eat that. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like, it's only 85 cents more, man. And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, fine. Alright. I mean, like, I'm not gonna argue with you. So yeah, I might come off in this video like I'm this, you know, complete jerk, but I keep a lot of my thoughts to myself. I'm just very respectful and just kind of like, you know, just do what I have to do. But in my head, sometimes I just have to like laugh, and like even a person like that one lady that was sunburned and screaming about the rewards or whatever, I kind of giggled out loud, and I just like had to walk away because it was too messed up, quite honestly. But trying to think of some other really weird customers. Oh yeah, family. Okay, this was a weird one too. This family that the teenagers sounded American, but the parents sounded like they were from the UK, and it was really weird. And they like didn't understand that. Like, okay, let me throw down the scenario. So they ordered a bunch of stuff, okay, and I was all by myself trying to like do their order, and they actually spent a good 20 minutes there while I was trying to figure out their order because they had so many things. They had 4 drinks, 2 tubs of popcorn, I believe, and candy on top of that. So they had like $50 worth of stuff. And yeah, what ended up happening was the mother tried to order, quote, Cola RC. Now, I know what RC is because my parents drink RC sometimes. So I'm like, ma'am, we don't have RC. Would Coca-Cola do? And she's like, no, not RC, but Cola RC. And I'm like, Cola RC? And I'm like, we have Coca-Cola? And she's like, no, not RC and not Coca-Cola. Cola RC. Like, there's a difference there. And I'm like, I don't know. So I just gave her Coca-Cola. I'm just like, I'm not gonna mess with this. I have no idea what she wants. There's nothing here that says RC. So I'm just gonna give her Coca-Cola and pretend like it's Cola RC. But yeah, they were real nice and they were kind of joking with me. They knew that they took 20 minutes. So the dad was real nice and he was just joking, you know. It was real friendly. They weren't mean at all. But that Cola RC thing, I had no idea how to respond to. It was just so odd. It was just weird. I don't know. But those are about the weirdest and most memorable customers I've come in contact with. Most of the customers, I would say, are actually pretty boring. Some of them are rude, and I didn't really talk about them too much in this video. I did talk about a few, obviously, but I would say about 60 to 70% of the customers are just normal, and then you got like, you know, 40, 30, 25%, whatever, are just weird, and some are rude, and, you know, some are just I don't know, it's very strange overall. But those are the most memorable ones that I can come up with. But tell me if you want more videos like this about some of these weird people I've come across. So like, favorite, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.